concept of reusability is called inheritance. When some code is already existing, if you want the same functionality to be used, why to redefine, try to reuse it. When some code is already existing, why to define again, try to reuse it. Now, if you want to go for a concept of inheritance, we have some keywords like virtual. We had a keyword called extends, override. So what are the keywords that we are using? Extends, override, and virtual. These are the three keywords which you are supposed to know while you want to go for inheritance. Okay. Now let us see the first one. The first question is, can every class be inherited? Is every class is eligible for inheritance? If you want to inherit any Apex class, the class should be defined as virtual. Only virtual Apex classes, only those classes which are defined as virtual, only they can be inherited. Only those classes which are defined as virtual, they can be inherited. So if you want any Apex class to be inherited, the class has to be virtual class. The class has to be virtual class. Okay. Now, if you want to inherit any class, then class has to inherit another class by using a keyword called extend. Class 1 inherits class 2 by using a keyword called extends. Class 1 extends class 2 by using a keyword called extends. Class 1 extends class 2. Class 1 extends class 2. Now, which class can be inherited? Only virtual classes can be inherited. Only virtual classes can be inherited. Let us see. I have a parent class. Child class. Child class extends parent class. When I try to extend parent class, extend the child class. When I give this, it throws an error message. Non-virtual or non-abstract classes cannot be inherited. If you want to inherit any class, that has to be a virtual class. If you want to inherit any class, that has to be a virtual class. So what I am doing, go to the parent class, define as virtual. Now, child class extends parent class where the parent class is defined as virtual. Now the bug is lost. Okay. Then what I am doing, here I have constructor public parent class. I am a parent constructor. Here I have now I had a parent class with a constructor. We have a child class with a constructor. Parent class with a constructor and a child class with a constructor. Now, if I am creating any object for the child class, whenever I create any object for the child class, then automatically what happens here? Whenever we are creating an object for the child class, automatically parent class object is also created internally. Look at this. I gave child class. I execute. I have created an object for the child class. When you created an object for the child class, then what we are getting? I am a periodic constructor, I am a child constructor. So whenever we are creating object for the child class, first the parent class constructor is called. When will be the parent class constructor called? Constructor will be called only when you are creating a object for the class. So when you are creating a object for the child class, automatically at the back end, object for the parent class is created. So that is the reason parent class constructor is executing, followed by child class constructor. Are you getting my point? So when you are creating a object for the child class, it means that at the back end, object for the parent class is also created. Whenever we create an object for the child class, parent class object is created, then followed by the child class object. But the point is, within the child object only, parent object will be there. Are you clear? So generally, if I create an object, it was supposed to be like this. When I create an object, it is supposed to be parent class object, child class object. This is how it is supposed to be. But when you create a inheritance, child class object within this, are you getting my point? When I try to create an object for the child, first the parent class object is created, then the child class object. That's how both are going to run. So which will run first? Child class first. When you create an object for the child class, parent class constructor is called first, followed by the child class constructor. I hope you are good with this. Am I clear? That is how we got the output as I am a parent constructor, I am a child constructor. Okay. That was the next one. Now I have some variables here. Let me make it as global class. So parent class has 4 variables: global variable, public variable, private variable, and a protected variable. So we have a class with 4 variables where we had a global, public, protected, private. Now child class, in the child class, I was trying to give age equal to 40. Did I define any variable called age in the child class? No. But still I am able to give age equal to 40. Why? Why we are able to give? Because a class inherits another class. Properties of the class will be coming to the child class. So whatever the properties we are finding in the parent class, same properties are coming to the child class. So if you have age variable in the parent class, I can use that variable in the child class. Age is defined where? In the parent class. Where I am using? In the child class. Properties of the parent class can be used within the child class. Properties of the parent class can be used within the child class. Then I have b value. Do you have any issue with that? B value. So what is age? Age is a global member of parent class. B value is a public member of parent class. C is a protected member. Protected member is if a variable is defined as a protected, it can be used in the class where it is defined. It can also be used in the corresponding child classes. Then we have D value. It throws an undefined variable. Why? If you define any variable as a private, it cannot be used outside the class. So what happened? When your class inherits another class, when a class inherits another class, all the properties of the parent class will come to child except private members. So when a class inherits another class, which are coming all the properties of the parent class excluding private members. Excluding private members. I hope you are good with this. So whatever we define in the parent class, same properties I can use straight away in the child class. Whatever the properties I have used in the parent class, straight away I can use them in the child class. So what is this concept? Concept of reusability. Whatever the properties in the parent class are there, those I am reusing in the child class. Or your textbook definition is what? Acquiring the properties of one class by another class, 16 by 16 marks. Right. This is acquiring the properties of one class by another class is inheritance. So what is the basic concept here? Reusability. Reusability. I hope you are good. When a class inherits another class, what will be given? When a class inherits another class, all the properties of the parent class will be coming to child excluding private members. I hope you are good. Okay. Now, if there is any conflict, right now you have age here, b value, c value, d value. Suppose if I have given age. So if the parent class and child class have the same variable, what will happen? Child class will dominate the parent class. If the child class and parent class have the same variable, child class will dominate the parent class. If the child class and parent class have the same variable, which will be dominated? Child class will be dominating the parent class. Let us see this. So in the parent class I gave age equal to 1111. Here I gave 40. Now let us see. So this I used this. So here we are using what? Super. This means that object variable. Super means when a parent class and child class both have the same variable, child class will dominate the parent class. So when I say age, which will come? When I say age, 40 will come. I don't want the 40, I don't want the variable of child class, I want the variable of parent class. Now parent has a variable, child has the same variable. Parent and child, both of them have the same variable. When both of them have the same variable, what will happen? Child will dominate the parent. So when I say age, what will be coming? Child class, age will be coming. I don't want the age value from the child, I want the age value from the parent. I don't want the age value from the child, I want the age value from the parent. Then I will use a keyword called super. That's what. When you go to the local and non-local, local is dominating. There is a reason we use a keyword called this. When the class variable and method variable have the same name, variable in the method and variable in the class have the same name, local will dominate. In that case, if I want to refer to the class, I will use this. Now here there are two classes, parent class, child class. Now parent class and child class will dominate. If you want the parent class value, we'll use super dot. When you have class variable and method, class and method, both of them have same variable, then when you call the variable, local variable will be called. I don't want the local variable, I want the class variable, this dot variable. When you have a parent class, when you have a child class will dominate. I don't want the child class, I want the parent class. Then I will go for super dot. Go to this, create an object for this. Excuse. We have, I'm a parent class constructor, I'm a child class, age is 40, super dot age is 1111. I hope you are clear. Okay. Now, when you are going for inheritance, again we are supposed to understand the next concept. Again,
may I ask one question, Satish?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So my question is that you just said that if both the variables, both have the child and the parent have same variable. When we are saying same variable, does that mean the data type of the variable as well as the name of the variable? Or
Now,
if the
the conflict will occur when you take a name. The conflict will occur when you take a name. The conflict will occur when you take a name. Now, no class can have variable. No class can have variable with the same name. You may go with the different data types. Forget about inheritance and all these concepts. Forget about inheritance and all these concepts. But take the basic funda. What is the basic funda here? Let us say. Now I have given integer age here. Can I give it like this? What happened? Duplicate field age. Now there cannot be two identifiers. There cannot be two identifiers with the same name. There cannot be two identifiers with the same name. Right. There cannot be two identifiers with the same name. There cannot be two identifiers with the same name. Right. So obviously, it is not looking at the data type. Variable name is same, it is a duplicate. Variable name is same, it is going to be duplicate. If variable name is same, it is going to be duplicate. I hope you are good with this.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Now we have seen about this. Now let us look at the methods also. We have seen about variables. Let us look at the methods. Yes. This is a parent show method. This is a parent show method. Show method from parent. This is a show method from parent. Now, child also want to define. Look at the point. Now, child can call the methods of parent. Anything that is defined in the parent class except the private members can be invoked by child. Now, cc.show. So what we are doing? Invoking a method which was defined in the parent class. So here we had, this is the parent show method. So the child can invoke any one of the properties of the parent class other than private members. Child can call any one of the properties from the parent class other than the private members. Right. Okay. Now what happened? We already have a method called show. Child class want to define its own method with the name called show. Child class want to define its own method with the name called show. Already in the parent class, there is a method called show, and the child want to define its own method with the name called show. Then what happened? Public void then what happened? It is giving boss, you cannot redefine a method which is already defined in the parent class. In the parent class, already there is a method called show with 0 parameters. Now you are trying to define another method in the parent class with the name of show with 0 parameters. It is not accepted. No boss, as per my requirement, whatever the functionality that parent class is giving, I don't like it. I want to define my own format. So what was this? Parent class says, okay, fine, let us see. Public void show. If it is giving something like string name, now both the methods are same. Parent class have a method called show with 0 parameters. Child class have a method called show with 1 parameter. Now it is not same. It is overloading. Are you getting? Parent class and child class have the same method, means name of the method should be same. number of parameters should be same, type of parameters should be same, order of the parameters should be same. Then only they are considered. If not, it is considered overloading. I hope you are good with this. Now look at this. Parent class has defined public void. They told parent class has defined a method called login. Now they are checking. This is the method. Parent class has defined a method called login. Parent class has defined a method called login. Parent class has defined a method called login. Now what happened? Child class don't want this type of action. They want a method called login only. They want a method called login only, but not in this format. They don't want to check username as ABC, password as XYZ. They want to check username as Salesforce, password as 1234. Are you getting? So they want the same method, but the logic should not be same. The child class want to define its own login method. Already parent class has defined a method called login. That's why if you are trying to define a login method in the child, they are throwing error message. What is that? When you already have a method called login in the parent, you cannot define the same method with the same number of parameters in the child class. But according to my requirement, whatever the method is defined in the parent class is not suitable to me. You say already there is a method in the parent class, you cannot define. But according to my requirement, whatever that is defined in the parent class is not suitable to me. When it is not suitable, allow me to define my own. Whatever you are giving in the parent class, it is not suitable to me, allow me to define my own. So in that case, what the parent class should do? Parent class has to give virtual. Parent class has to give method as virtual. If you give the method as virtual, child can define that method again. Public override void. Okay. Now, what I'm doing is it allowing you to define login method now. Previously, show it has thrown error message, but now I was able to redefine. So what was this? Boss, if already method is there in the parent class, and if it is not suitable to your requirement, then we can override that method in the child class. Already method is defined in the parent class, which is not suitable to you as per your requirement, then we can override this. Override means redefine this in the child class. How can you override? Provided method in the parent class is defined as virtual, method in the child class is defined as override. Are you clear about this? Method in the parent class is defined as virtual, and method in the child class is defined as override. Now look at this concept. Please mute your mics. All of you mute your mics. Patel, mute your mic. Chirag Patel, mute your mic. Okay. So login, Satish. If the child class method is running, then only successful will come. If the parent class method is running, then it throws error message because parent class is checking A, B, C, and X, Y, Z. Now click on execute. Login successfully from child. Right, boss? So which is running now? Child class. So if already there is a method in the parent and you don't want that functionality to be used, you want to redefine that functionality, then the method in the parent class should be defined as virtual. Method in the child class should be defined as override. This is what? Overriding. This is called overriding. This is called overriding. Runtime polymorphism. Overloading is what? Compile time polymorphism. This is called runtime polymorphism. Overriding. When there is a method in the parent class, if the child want to redefine that method, then we go for a concept of override. If already there is a method in the parent class, with the same name I want to create a method in the child class, then I will go for overriding. To go for overriding, method in the parent should be virtual, method in the child should be override. I hope you are good. Now, if it is a username password matching, okay. If it is not matching, then say super dot login. Now, we are using a super keyword, right? Now, what I'm saying, boss, when I say login, child class login method is coming. I don't want the child class method, I want the parent class method only. Then I will say super dot login. When I say super dot login, what will happen? It will be calling parent class login method. Now, when you go for a overriding, child class method will dominate the parent. When you override a method, whenever we call that method, child class method will become. I don't want the child class method, I want the parent class method. Then what I will do? Super dot login. Then go back to this. I was giving so what happened when I call this? First the child class method will come. When the child class method comes, username password not matching, it comes to else. In the else what I'm doing? Login failed from parent, then call the login failed from the child, then call the login from parent. Are you getting my point? So from the child, can you call the parent class method? Yes. By using what? Super dot. When there is a concept of overriding, child will dominate the parent. So whenever I call the method, child class method only will come. No boss, I want the parent class method to come. Then I will go for a concept called super. I hope you are good with this. Simple here, boss. Local, non-local. Local will dominate non-local. Right. Local will dominate non-local. This is the funda. Whatever the concepts you have seen in the last 3 classes is the same. What is it? Local, non-local. Who will dominate? Local will dominate the non-local. So now if it is a concept of class and method is a local, class is a non-local. Now when I call a variable, which will dominate? Method variable will dominate. If you want the class variable, I will use this. I have a parent class, I have a child class. I have a parent class, I have a child class. So child class is a local, parent class is a non-local. Which will dominate? Child class will dominate. If you want parent class, super. When this domination will come, when both of them have the same name. If both of them don't have the same name, there is no issue. If both of them have the same name, then only issue will come. I hope you are clear. So overall, this is the concept of local, non-local. Class method, this. Parent class, child class, super. As simple as that. I hope you are good. I hope you are good. This is the basic. Now, the possibility that you will be using these classes in the Salesforce concept of inheritance, 99.99% you will not be using. Okay, but interview 100% the questions will be asked. So we have seen this in terms of interview point, but practically you, because it's a OOPS oriented, because they may ask you what is a polymorphism, what is a inheritance. Okay, unfortunately, if a dotted guy or a Java guy ask you, he will ask only these questions. Okay, right. There's the reason we're just covering it. Practically, you implementing these concepts in the Salesforce with inheritance, there is very, very less scope. Okay, very, very less scope. Out of my 30 projects, what I worked on Salesforce, hardly I wrote 0 inheritance in Salesforce. Okay, but in every class I explain this example, right, boss? So know this in the form of interview point only. Okay, now let us see the next point here. Now let us come back to complete theoretical oriented inheritance. What is the inheritance? I told you. What is the definition of inheritance? So in the interview, you should not give a custom definitions. Your standard definitions only. Sorry. So let us take the first. Is a concept of acquiring properties of one class, another class. Is a concept of reusability. Right. Now, if a only those apex classes which are defined as virtual can be inherited. Now, this can be used anywhere, boss. You can shuffle the keywords, no issue. Extends is a keyword used to inherit properties. Properties of virtual class. Properties of virtual class. In Salesforce, only single inheritance and multi-level inheritance is accepted. What is a single inheritance? Class B extends A. It is a single inheritance. See, extends. What is this? Multiple inheritance. Single inheritance, multiple inheritance. Then
So is there any limit on the level, multi-level?
you can go with as per your choice. Now B extends A. What was this? Multi-level inheritance. Then we have next hybrid. What is the hybrid? Combination of multiple and multi-level. Combination of multiple and multi-level is hybrid. No. What happened? Which is a hybrid? Which is not accepted in the so in the Salesforce only single inheritance or multi-level inheritance is allowed. Syntax. Public class child extends parent. Extends a parent. Next one. When a class extends another class, all the properties will be accessible child class except private members of except the private members of parent class. Except the private members of parent class, which you can define here. How can you define this? Public class global. Public global. This is how we got it. Then I'm taking a class. Both are two different classes, not a single class. Public class. Public class. Public child class extends a parent class. Then what happened? Execute. Child class. C dot A value equal to 10 allowed. C dot B value equal to 10 C dot allowed. C dot private members, you're right, private members are not limited. This is how we got it. Next one, when we create an object for the child class, first then when we create an object for the child class, first the parent class constructor is invoked, then child class constructor. Parent class. Then we had this is how we got it. So when I create a child class object,
Is in the first line you have written that a parent or a public parent virtual class.
child class, then so what is the output? I am a parent class, I'm a child class. This is how we do. Okay. What was the next one we had? When there is a conflict between the parent and child, when there is a variable in the parent class, child class with the same name, then child class will dominate. Then same story. I have the child class. I have a variable. Public string. So when I try to execute the program, system.debug age value is, so we are going to get a value as 50. But when you say name, when there is a conflict between the parent class and child class. In the parent class we had name equal to Kiran, child class we have a name equal to Hari. So the child class will dominate the parent class. Next, when parent class and child class have a variable the same name with the same name, and if you want to refer to parent class property, use super keyword. We use super keyword. We use super keyword. Debug. So we had name and we had super dot name. So I'm calling it cc dot show. This is cc dot show. Name we had first Hari. Super dot name is referring to parent class name. When there is a conflict. When there is a conflict. The next one what we had is overriding. If a child class want to override the method in the parent class, then method in the parent class should be virtual, and method in the child class should be defined as override. So if you want to override, parent class method should be virtual, child class method should be defined as override. Right. Then we can do that. So example. So all this we cannot do it now. Okay. Public virtual void public class. It was supposed to give public child class extends then we have public override void so child class is trying to override the parent class method. How it is possible? We are supposed to use a keyword called virtual and we are supposed to use a method called override. So if I try to execute it, child class when I say cc.show, what is the output we are getting? I'm a method from child. Here also, if you want to refer to the method from parent, how do you call? Super dot method. When parent class and child class have the same name, when the parent class and the child class have the method with the same name, with the same number of parameters, then the child class will dominate the parent class. Now, if you want to refer to the parent class method, then we go for super keyword. What is the concept of overriding? Overriding means redefining method. Okay, redefining a method in the child class with the same name of the method in the parent class. Okay, so when we have method with same name in the parent class, the same name, then child class will dominate override, I can say. If you want to refer to parent class method in the above context, then we use super. I hope you are good with this example, right, boss? So basically, what is the concept? If some classes are already available, now basically I'll tell you some properties. Look at this. Look at this, boss. Now there are two functionalities we have. This is a order. This is a order. This is a invoice. In both these things, we had some functionality. Search, generate code. Here also, search. So these are three different functionalities. But in all these three different functionalities, what is common here? Search and generate a code. Okay. Now, why you are defining the same functionality twice? You are defining the same functionality, same logic I want to apply. Here I want to apply. Here I want to apply. Here I want to apply. Why you want to apply this many times? Instead of this, let us create a class. In this class, I am creating base class. In the base class, I am creating search. Now I create. Then what I'm doing? Order class extends. Then what happens automatically? Search, generate code, payment. If you want to use the same way of payment, use it. Otherwise, you can redefine it. So what you can do? I don't like existing payment methodology. So override payment, and you can define your own method called track. Child class can have its own methods. Properties of the parent class will come to child. Child can have its own variables. Child can have its own methods. Now what happened? Your burden of writing all the things is reduced. Some part of the code is reduced now. Now these people want to use it. What was this? Invoice extends. Then what happened? So I want the same things. I want only send email. I want the same search, same generate, same payment. Now this. They are giving add product. Now what I'm doing? Whatever that is there in the base class, I am reusing in multiple classes. Now what is the advantage? Reusability. What is the advantage? Reusability. Some functionalities are common for, when some functionalities are common for multiple, when some functionalities are common, when some methods are common, some functionalities are common for multiple modules, what we do? We define those functionalities under one class. And we'll try to reuse the same class. So it will reduce the burden of writing the same code again and again. It will make the work easier. This is the core theme of inheritance. This is the core theme of inheritance. I hope everyone is good with this. Purpose everyone has followed? Everyone has followed? Right, boss? Right? Because at the time of creating an order, you require a search functionality, generate code, payment, track order. At the time of making invoice, search, generate code, payment, send email. At the time of creating a product, search, generate code, add product, delete product. These are the functionalities which I was supposed to build. In this, if I don't use inheritance, what should I do? Order, write the search logic, write the generate order, generate code logic, payment logic, track. Again, invoice, search logic, generate code logic, payment, send. When the same logic is used multiple number of times, why you want to go for rewriting it? Why don't we use it? That's why the common functionalities we are putting in a separate class. And we are saying, boss, this is common functionality. Everyone can use it. If you don't like the common functionality, you can define your own. I hope you are good with this. The theme of the story is clear. Right, boss? Anyone has any query on this? Then what about interfaces? What about interfaces? Look at the interfaces. Now, these three people are implementing the same logic, but these people are going to take the data of x, y, same logic x, y, a, b. Now, all these three people are implementing same module. They are implementing same functionality. They are implementing. When they are implementing the same functionality, now I have stage 1, stage 2, stage 1, stage 2, stage 3. Now, if I tell very clearly, now three people are doing the same task, boss. Now I ask, where are you? If they give a name, if you cross 1 to 10 points, you are the stage 1. If you come to 20 points, stage 2. If you come to 30 points, stage 3. Then when I ask you, where are you? You can say, I am at stage 1. 1 to 10, stage 1. 2 to, okay, 10 to 20, stage 2. 20 to 30, stage 3. I asked you where you are. Now you can say, I am at stage 2. I am at stage 3. Why? Because we gave common definition for everyone. Everyone who is entering this process, you are between 1 to 10 points, you are in stage 1. You are in 20 to 10 to 20 points, stage 2. 20 to 30 points, stage 3. Because I gave common definition. Boss, everyone don't define your own stages. Everyone has to follow the same stage names. Stage 1, stage 2, stage 3. If I don't give this definition, what will happen? When I ask you, this guy is saying 1 to 5, stage 1, 5 to 10, stage 2, 10 to 15, stage 3. Okay, so and so. This guy is saying 1 to 30, stage 1. This girl is saying 1 to 15, stage 1, 15 to 30, stage 2. Now, when I ask you, where are you? You are saying I am in stage 1. Stage 1 means at which point? According to him, stage 1 means 1 to 5. According to her, stage 1 is 1 to 15. According to him, stage 1 is 1 to 10. When you say stage 1, how do I understand? Am I right? Are you getting my point? How do I understand where you are? Because you are not following the same common terminology. Everybody has defined your own terminology. That is the reason I am unable to understand what is the meaning of stage. Am I right? Are you getting? Now you are working in a company. What is your designation? Somebody will give software engineer. Somebody will give, okay, somebody will give engineer. Somebody will give, okay, executive programmer. Now, looking at your designation, can I tell at which position you are? I will not be able to, because every company follows their own hierarchy. Somebody follows in the executive format. Somebody follows software engineers also. Somebody follows, okay, application developer 1, senior application developer. So I will not be able to take a commendation. With the, okay, if I have 13 years of experience, if you go to Accenture, I may be a project manager. But if I go to a Deloitte, they may give me a different designation. Looking at my designation, you cannot tell me what position I am. If every company is following the same, then when I say I am senior developer, okay, probably he may have the experience of 10 to 15 years. Or when I say I am a project manager, 15 to 20 years. Now I can take this conclusion if everyone follows the same now. But every company follows. My company, with 4 years guy, I made him as a team lead. With 6 years, I made him as a release manager. Now, if you apply for any other company, nobody will give him release manager. Depends upon my company standards. It depends upon the amount what I can pay to them. I give designations. Right? There is a reason interface says you don't take your own definitions like this. I am giving the same name for everyone. Boss, I am giving the name. Stage 1, stage 2. Now, if anybody says I am following this format, then they will be obeying the stage 1, stage 2, stage 3 with my definition. Are you getting my point? So if you say I am following ISO standards, what does it mean? All the rules and regulations of that is followed and everybody have a common definition. If anybody say I am in level 5, everybody is following the rules, they have the same standards, right? So like this, I am giving the same methods. Boss, I am giving method 1, show, cancel. Okay. Now what will be done in the show? In the show, you have to display. In cancel, you have to cancel the operation. Delete the data. I am giving this definition. So everybody who want to display, if this guy want to display where he read the logic, show. If this guy want to delete where he read the logic, delete. If this guy want to cancel, in cancel. This guy want to show, he will display in show method. This guy want to delete. So if everybody follow the same naming convention, easy for the system to understand where is the logic for delete, where is the logic for fetching, where is the logic for execution. Right? So that's the advantage of going for interface. I hope you're good. Right? Okay. That's all from my end.